The best advice I ever got in consulting was that my job was to get my customer promoted. And if you take that even into a product mindset, how are you making your customers successful such that they're the hero of your journey, really? I think that's the mindset you need to have to ultimately be successful. Hi, Mike Orr. I co-founded a company called Grapevine 6. It's a software platform for marketers and entrepreneurs that were looking to engage their audiences. I was the product manager. I ran all the finance and operations, and I helped scale the company with 4 other co-founders to an exit when we got up to 65 people in 2020. And it was a great time building that company, and we had a lot of fun and went through a lot of challenges. My journey in entrepreneurship started really in undergrad many years ago. So I took chemical engineering at Waterloo. I took an entrepreneurship course when I was there. Was really interested in entrepreneurship from an early age. Worked at an entrepreneurial firm in consulting for a long time. Worked for a great entrepreneur there called Stephen Ralph. And always looked for an opportunity to start something new. It happened that I reconnected with one of my roommates from undergrad back in 2009. Just finished an MBA at Rotman, where I also took entrepreneurship. So I was always looking for an opportunity to use that skill set. And that team wanted to build a product to help entrepreneurs. So it was a great intersection of my interests in design and business and entrepreneurship. And we founded that journey back in 2012. And I kind of did everything else except develop software. And my business degree helped me out do that pretty effectively. It was a long road to get to product market fit, but the last 3 years were the most fun, where we scaled from the 5 founders to a company of 65 here in Toronto, finally exiting in 2020. I think the biggest thing that's changed in the Canadian startup ecosystem is really the explosion of accelerators and resources to help entrepreneurs. When we started, there was a few incubators, a few accelerators, centers of excellence that had come up, and they provided some guidance and some help. But there's really, no matter what you're doing, there's an accelerator or an incubator that can help you now in whatever vertical or whatever cultural background or whatever stage you're at in your journey. And I really encourage people to reach out and find those resources and take advantage of it, because it helps build your network. And really, that's the key to success. Sales is always hard. I would say I learned that in our experience, selling software was really hard, but actually buying software is even harder. So budgets are scrutinized more than they were before. The procurement processes are longer. The buying committees are bigger. You need to have a really compelling argument, a really compelling story that displaces other options that these businesses have in the capital that they're going to invest. And so that makes it really challenging for anybody to prolong and get through these sales cycles. But the advantage is that with those long sales cycles, the software and products can be very sticky. So once companies commit, if you're partnered with them and you deliver on your promises, you'll have a long relationship, which is great to build on. Key lessons for scaling your startup is it's very important who your first hires are and your co-founders, and that key team that you're building around you. There needs to be a lot of trust, because everyone has to be able to be independent and delivering on their own, and you can't have the time to supervise everyone's activities, and you have to trust to be able to hand off important parts of your business to those people. So the sooner you can start building that network to understand where those key hires are going to come from and build some relationships, the more chance you have of success going forward. Common mistakes that startups make when raising Series A, Series B, I think, is not having a strong enough relationship with their customers to figure out what are the next things that they need to deliver. Because you're going to need to tell a story around where the second stage of growth is coming from. And really that depends on either extending the relationships you have with your existing customers, or figuring out how that product now fits into new verticals and having early traction and early success in those verticals. And the more customer relationships you have, the more lighthouse accounts, the closer the relationships you have and testimonials and advocates, the better your chances are in doing that. Success for me was the opportunity to work with a really exceptional group of people. And that was not just the co-founders I started the company with and the early hires that we had, but also the customers. The great thing about doing a startup is the early customers that you have are really innovative people. They're early adopters, and they will give you as many good ideas as you come up with on the product. And they're usually very, not just creative, but also accommodating and looking for people that really help them advance their careers and change their companies. And so those relationships and having success on top of that was how I defined success. Having happy customers and happy employees and strong co-founder relationship. And I think it's the same coming into North America for anybody coming from outside, is you're just extending your customer network. And I think it's really exciting if you look outside of just North America, where in our vertical, we were able to bring customers together and really change the industry through collaboration. Doing that globally and being sort of a hub for those ideas to propagate across the globe and bring customer relationships together across the globe is really transformative. The scale is exciting opportunity. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely and isolating journey. It's very challenging that you're taking on all this responsibility yourself. If you have co-founders, that's a great help. But the more support you have in connecting with other entrepreneurs along that journey and sharing those learnings can really accelerate your learning curve, right? Get you faster into market, understand what the value propositions are that are working, how to refine your message, how to immediately sort of expand the conversations that you can have to better your product, to better your message, to better your sales pitch, to do all those fun things. So I think they're great opportunities to build out a network, and a lot of that is support for the entrepreneurs in their journeys.